Hey guys, it's Elliot Booth and this is the Tattoo Removal Australia show. Say goodbye to the myths, confusions and misconceptions of the tattoo removal industry and say hello to real information, real clients and real results. Welcome to the TRA show with myself and my beautiful co-host Rita Da Silva, where we take you beyond the trend. Welcome back, guys.
Yes, welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone is safe and well after the cyclone we just had 5 days ago.
Yeah.
So stressful.
Nobody's probably got internet or power to even watch this.
Yeah. When they have back on.
Yeah, because the show's not huge, but there's a few listeners from different states around the country. So
yeah, definitely
yeah,
some people will be able to listen to us.
Yeah.
And the crap we talk.
Yeah, we got some stories for you.
Yeah, how's your week been?
My week's been good. Today was the first day in the clinic. If I look a bit tired, I just got back from the coast, pulled up straight at the podcast studio. So I've been going since, 6 a.m.
Yeah, so did you work from how many, did you have to cancel how many days of clients?
About 2 days of clients. So this cyclone sort of got pushed back a bit. But anyway, funny story. It's not so funny for me. I had a full day of clients on Saturday, which was, 14, 15 people. And about 10 of them moved themselves, which was all right. It's always going to happen. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to do the other 4 or 5, There's no harm, a little bit of flooding, but nothing crazy. If they want to come in, cool, I'll be there. So Rita actually came up with me Saturday. We drove up to Brisbane, drove an hour, got there, and we realized that the clinic has no power.
Yeah, so luckily we were there nearly 2 hours before your clients.
Because I like being early.
Yeah, so luck to that. And then you were able to cancel, send a message to everyone.
We drove an hour, got a coffee, and then drove an hour home.
Because it was no places open in Gold Coast.
Yeah.
No.
Death before decaf though. Always got our back. That was busy.
It was busy, and we stayed in the line nearly for, I think, 40 minutes to get a coffee.
It was a minute,
and it was just a lady in front of us. Poor lady, she was waiting. She grabbed her order with 4 coffees, and then when she was walking away, her coughs drop and
yeah, completely all over the footpath.
Such a disaster.
Yeah.
But so 2 days of clients. Everything back to normal today.
Pretty much back to normal. The tattoo removal, well, I should say any service base is kind of interesting. No, at least for me, because it's a time thing. So I was having this chat with a client today about, they're going, oh, how was your holiday? And I said, yeah, it was really good, but it's quite stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Quite stressful. Not so much saving up for spending money, but the stressful part's not making money, while you're away. And then I got to thinking it kind of evens itself out because you have a busier week when you get back, but everyone's still coming through. I'm not really losing that income. So they're although I didn't work Saturday or a couple of days before
but
that.
you're still having people rescheduling the appointments.
Correct. They're still coming. Yeah. It's kind of a little bit different for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, different for my business than if I'm not there, people, they just cancel their sessions. And unfortunately, some of them, they reschedule, but some of them, they just don't show up. So I have clients and also paying cash. So unfortunately, no working.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No money.
Yeah. We went. What day did we go to the gym? We went on
Sunday.
Yeah, that was an experience. I would say a lot of the powers come on for lots of the Gold Coast again, but at one point, probably 80% of the Gold Coast didn't have power.
Yeah.
So where did they go, Rita?
People, so they all went to the gym, and then we had the same idea. To get a workout done.
The gym looked like it was full of homeless people because it kind of was. There was families, Rita can speak on this, showering their kids, charging their phones.
There was this lady with 3 kids because the gym was open only for 24/7 access. So didn't have a reception, and people kind of
take advantage of that.
Yeah, using for to get in the power, to have shower. And then we look at the gym floor and was so packed.
Good Life bundle gets busy as it is. It was heaving.
Yeah.
Triple the amount of people.
Like we bump into my friend and then she goes, we don't have nothing to do. So we have been here for nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I ended up getting the shits and I was like, let's train or let's go home.
Yeah.
So
it was eventful.
Yeah.
And also your family as well, like didn't have.
Yeah. My sister was saying how happy she was and getting comfortable, and then they lost their power.
Yeah. And they have like a 2 years old pregnant, must be so.
Yeah, she's pregnant as hell. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. And the baby's gonna born on your day.
Yep. I'm not willing to share my birthday though.
I feel sorry for Jess.
Another Gemini in the family.
Another one.
So where we live in this townhouse complex that's built over swampland, and it's a flooding plain. So they've built this townhouse complex literally on suspended slab. So it was like flooded underneath. And we were totally unaffected. We were sitting in the aircon watching Netflix. Yeah. And I was just feeling bad for people.
Yeah, like just at certain times then we lost a little bit like of internet and then it was like a little bit slow. Yeah. But apart from that, we are pretty blessed.
I actually really enjoyed it. I was sitting on my computer making content knowing that most people weren't working or had the ability to work. So I sort of felt like I was getting a leg up.
Yeah, and like cool. Just to mention as well, then on Thursday you did another content creation, and then because I didn't work, I went up to Brisbane, and then was like pretty interesting to watch behind the scenes, and like see how much effort, like all the steps, then it goes through, and how much you have like to. I don't know if it's that word, like impersonated a character.
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy. Yeah. It really does. Those stupid videos that look funny, it takes a lot.
What do you like the most about like the videos, like the opportunity of creating like the videos?
I think just the end result, to be honest. I'll post it probably tomorrow now that I'm talking about it, but there was one video where it's like a numbing cream skit about how some people don't put enough numbing cream on, and I'm like, where is it? And others come just lathered in numbing cream, and Rita got the joy of pouring all of this moisturizer, fake numbing cream all over my head and face, and it's pretty funny. But
so like all the videos in were created, they were relatable to the cyclone.
Not all,
not all, but mostly of them, and they were like quite funny because it was very hard to get water here in Gold Coast, and like showing like maybe people trying to bribe you to get water.
There was the common theme was water bottles and toilet paper.
Yeah.
I think having the ability to be able to pivot really quickly to like world problems or world news that everyone can relate to is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So people has it's happening.
That breaking news video.
Yeah, that was like hilarious.
Yeah.
Talking about the numb cream video, so has happened actually, then you have clients then come to the session and like not having any numb cream or like having a lot. Has happened this situation?
Yeah. A lot of people don't really know how to put it on properly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So a lot of people don't use it at all, which is fine. But the worrying one is people that come in and say, oh, I put numbing cream on. And I'm like, where is it? And they're like, I just rubbed it in. And I'm like, oh God,
so
this is not going to work.
So what is like your advice? Like
they all get, nice and thick, but just read the box.
Yeah.
It's probably highly recommended. But some people don't do that. But we're not allowed to sell it or apply it. So you didn't hear that from me.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. But if you want to buy some, I got heaps.
So I can imagine like doing like the content creating, like doing the clients and everything.
On that note, guess who has a full-time marketing manager?
Oh,
we do. So just segueing from the last episode.
So
you think the marketing's going hard now? We're about to triple down, which is
awesome.
exciting.
Yeah, that's so great to have like someone coming on board to help you and try to split a little bit.
I'm so
the
excited.
Work that you are doing.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I started just consciously writing down a list of what I do day to day. And there's a fair chunk of that is involved in marketing. So my workload will be halved. Whoa. Yeah. So, I get goosebumps like so much less stress.
How do you do to manage like your personal life and your work life at the moment? Like having like to be in Brisbane like pretty much 5 times a week, sometimes like 4 days, like 12 hours and 12, 14 hours, coming back home, having an adorable partner, then cooks for you. Takes all the load of your back.
Yeah.
How is that working? Like not only like to manage it, like relationship, but also like your training, your BJJ, your family, like everything else.
It's definitely not my strong point. The one thing I really struggle with is like the analogy of like filling up all your cups. Like as soon as I get consumed by work, the training drops down or stops, depending how you look at it. It's tricky. It's real tough. And I probably get in trouble for saying this, but I feel like balance, like true balance, probably doesn't exist. Like you can't, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah. And coping strategies, to be honest, I don't really have any except for exercise, but then that's what the first thing to drop.
So
it's the first burnout. It's the first thing to drop when I start getting overwhelmed. Like this morning we're up at 4 a.m. Driving to Brizzy. It's like, if I go to the gym today, it might be 5 or 6 p.m., which is a disaster for any gym. So today won't happen.
Yeah, so
it's hard. So if I go, I'll have to be tomorrow 4 a.m. get to the gym and then back up to Brizzy. So it's tough.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is just like at least keep your walking done with your dogs, like doing things. Then you doesn't have to take too much time and add more stress on your daily routine.
Those small things, hey.
All these small
I have all like these plans and ideas in my head, like, jump in the ocean, but it just, you get overwhelmed and it just doesn't happen.
Well, so the reason we moved from Brisbane to Gold Coast was like Elliot could relieve his stress and be a little bit more connected with nature.
And then what happened, Rita? Moved to the Gold Coast, work just got insanely busy.
And then we used to live in Brisbane, like just 10 minutes from the clinic. Everything was fine. So let's move down to the coast. So as soon as we move down, work gets super busy. And then you have to be there like 4 to 5 days.
I drive about 10 hours a week.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's a big commute.
Yeah, but it's not the driving so much that bothers me. I actually like driving. I listen to like Joe Rogan or like even on the way down listening to Ed Milet, just listening to things which keeps me occupied, which is really cool. But it's the mental fatigue after working for like 12 hours, having to do the drive. It sucks.
Yeah, so I think that's why having Emily to help you, and then you get home, you don't
and
have
not
to
get on the computer.
Sit on the computer for like 3 more hours, replying to emails, like doing everything that you're supposed to do.
Yeah. So my work will be what I'm good at, which is lasering, and the admin side of things, booking appointments, and all of the marketing related things. Yeah, Emily will help with. We'll get her on the show sometime soon. She'll love that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it was actually the first time Rita got to meet Emily was because of the cyclone. Rita wasn't working. So I dragged her up to Brisbane for the content day. And Rita actually is in one of the videos.
Yeah, so actually it was fun.
Wasn't super enthusiastic to be in it, but
I was. It happens, I'm so keen to to be part of it. Yeah. I kind of enjoy it.
I just realized how much of a mess I am. I got to work this morning at like 6 a.m. and I was drinking my iced latte and then my lips slipped off it and it splattered first thing in the morning. I was like, all over my white shirt.
It's going to be a good day.
Yeah, and I haven't had time.
So like with these videos that you're doing, like do you get like many haters? Like awesome, because sometimes you have like kind of strong opinion about feel things.
Do you know what? I know this sounds cliche, and I'm pretty sure some podcast person, it's probably Andy Frisella or something, I learned it from in the back of my head, was I've never, like, you know the saying, it's like you never see a critic doing better than you or something like that. Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah. There's a few.
Yeah. And like,
I was real surprised. So when we were in Japan, I had this like couple, like kind of like us, like there was a tattoo removalist and there was a couple, and they're both jumping on, commenting, replying to each other's comment about how unprofessional I am and how, bad I am for the industry. And I was just like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. I was just liking the comments.
People,
throwing fuel on the fire.
It's very easy to jump in and like
have
an easy judgment about anything of anything that you are doing.
Yeah.
Exactly, you know, like, but they don't take the action, or they like never put a face to the comments. Or
I honestly think like I haven't reached the place of where I want to be yet, but the first time I have an opportunity to put a clinic in Perth, I'm going to put it on the same fucking block as them. Like, I swear to God, like, you got to be careful, like, because people are like
the connections.
Oh man, I'll literally do that just for the pettiness. But on the flip side of that, there's like social interactions and sort of exposure through the podcast is amazing. Like, there was a lady just yesterday. She's opening up a tattoo removal clinic in Mornington Peninsula. I think that's Victoria. And she was just like, hey, I'm trying to learn everything. Victoria has no rules. Like, I don't need a license, but I want to be the best I can. And I'm listening to your podcast. And do you have any advice on lasers? And I was like, fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And she's like, hey, this industry seems a bit, like everyone's not that welcoming. And I was like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, people, they hold you, they knowledge quite a lot, and they don't want to share.
Yeah. And this lady, I said, this is the laser I bought. I built the clinic from. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but this is what I did, and take what you want from that, because there's smart ways to do it. And like, imagine if these people in WA asked. Yeah. They're not going to, because of their whole ego and
how does it make you feel, like having someone like touching base to?
It's pretty rewarding, honestly. It's pretty cool, because I wish I had somebody like that.
Then you could have access.
Because there's, like I always talk about, you can spend 300 grand on a laser. And I said to this lady, you can buy this laser, it's a fraction of that price. It will build your whole business. And there's just you don't have to do it the most expensive way.
I bet she was very grateful. Then you gave some direction.
And she said, I'm meeting with, so-and-so. So cool, tell him Elliot said hello. He's awesome. The like sales, the laser person. And I was like, say he comes highly recommended by me, because he's awesome. It's a good decision.
That's so good.
Yeah. And then she's looking at one particular model of this laser, and I said, talk to him about this other one, because that's the one I'm going to buy later this year. So like, I'm literally telling her what I'm going to buy. And happy to. Like, she's not competition to me. Like, I'm like being able to help.
There's space for everyone,
being able to help somebody's success.
Yeah. And then you never know, like, who you are advising to. Like, maybe in the future could be someone that needs a potential to explore and work together. We never can like
social media
close doors.
Social media is interesting. Pros and cons. One thing that I'm going to do, and I'm actually really looking forward to having the full-time social media management, because at the moment Emily creates the content, sends it to me, and I just post it all. I can't wait to just get off the phone.
Yeah.
I ordered a new phone today. Do you know how easy it is to just buy a new iPhone through like the Optus app? Boom, boom, boom. It's been delivered. So I'm going to get a new phone and give it to her, and she just does all the posting. I'll still have the Instagram for stories and whatnot, but no posting. I won't be spending hardly any time compared to what I am now on it. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I always say then it, like, as you said,
not reading comments
and cons. Yeah, like it's quite hard having like this access to social media, because you can start like judging yourself as well. You spend just too much time dedicating too long for things and get engaged in things then actually you Doesn't have to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just go on to reply to a comment,
and then
all of a sudden, like you're
20
sucked
minutes.
in, like watching things that actually doesn't serve you any purpose. You know?
Yeah, I feel it dampens my creativity, to say the least. So that's the exciting news from my end.
Yeah,
a couple of weeks time.
Having someone on board,
full time,
working.
yeah. So we're going to really dive into TikTok, YouTube, X, like that side of things. We've got Instagram pretty much nailed, but we're gonna expand a lot more. And
I didn't know then X is now like used to be Twitter.
That's because you don't listen to Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. I'm about to buy the fucking Star Internet stuff. That's whatever it's called. Yeah. So I downloaded Twitter. I downloaded it, created an account, and I was so overwhelmed. I was like, I don't even know how to use that.
Yeah, I don't have.
I'm still trying to work out TikTok.
Too old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feel like you always have to be catching up, on top of your game. Yeah. And that's like how you expand. So does Joe Rogan, like they have like Twitter and like everything else? Do you know?
So
like
Twitter's now X.
Oh no. Yeah, sorry. Like do they have like TikTok and everything else?
I imagine so. I have no idea. I have him, Joe Rogan, on Instagram, but that's about it. Yeah. He's still not replying to my DMs. What's up with that?
Don't know what's happening.
I'm like that fangirl. Yeah. So that's about it. I'm still on the hunt for a new laser.
Yes. Tell me, how's that going?
It's not.
Yeah.
Just on the hunt, just looking. Yeah.
So like getting the new laser, you see.
I tell you, the Gold Coast clinic's not far away.
A strong possibility of the Gold Coast
it's
clinic
not far away
happening.
at all. Well, this is the thing, and this is why Emily coming on as a full-time marketing manager is the next step, because it frees me up so much time. So then I'll have 2 or 3 days a week I can laser from the Gold Coast during business hours.
Yeah.
So
taking a little bit of work, you can spend
and then the next step will be, once the Gold Coast clinic gets busy enough, then I can employ somebody into the Brisbane clinic 4 or 5 days a week, and I do the other 2. So I'll always be in the Brisbane clinic, but the goal is a lot less, so I drive a lot less. So that's the next step. But even on that note of social media and being able to help people with guidance, I get really excited now for like, obviously Emily's going to bring a lot of value, but like in a way, like helping her, like, like giving her an opportunity like this is really cool.
Yeah. Having someone like happy and enthusiastic, like in you.
Rita and I have experienced some social media creators that lack enthusiasm, to say the least. Such a drag.
And it's like,
Emily's,
so easy. So how did you meet Emily? How did you find her?
Just deep diving Instagram. There's somebody I've removed a tattoo before. I ended up on their page, and then turns out they had a podcast. So then I went onto the podcast page, and then Emily did content for them one time for some. So
that's the power of social media.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
And I reached out to her similar to Caleb, and because it was something I wanted to do, and then just so busy, it was weeks before. Actually, so she followed me up a couple times, which sounds familiar. But then it's all just works out. So I'm very thankful for that.
Then actually,
because the idea's there, but then just acting on it can take a bit of.
Being like a content creator, you have like to have structure and also like insights, like you. Like I saw, she filming.
Finds trending things. Hey?
Yeah, she was like filming, but at the same time giving like some tips. Oh, how about you do this? Or how about you do that? But like when you have just someone, then it's like recording you something that actually you have found. not them.
Yeah.
That you have done the search and goes, look, I saw these, I like these. What do you think about that?
There was like, we spoke about this in depth, but we had experiences, or me, where I'd be in the clinic on content day with a creator, and she's scrolling, trying to find videos to shoot. And I'm like, what? Like, we can't do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, this is what you do. Like, come with the ideas, and Emily does that so well. A day or 2 before shoot day, I'll just get a message, bring this, this, and this, and I'll be like, oh, a dressing gown. Oh, scales and snap sandwich bags. Just, and I just show up and
It's great. Yeah,
so
it's
good.
great having someone, then gives you the right guidance. Absolutely. Any structure.
Yeah.
That's like what you need when you're busy, right?
Yeah. If anybody hasn't realized yet, today's episode is a little bit of a freestyle. We ran out of time.
Freestyle.
Bit of an excuse, but there's no questions. But we got a lot to update you guys with.
It was like a crazy busy week, you know.
Yeah. How's work going for you? Are you finding that, I don't know, how are your inquiries going?
Well, like it has not been many inquiries lately, like since we came back from Japan, like business being not like booming as used to, and just like navigating through like this lower just low like cycles actually of working in as a personal trainer and working for myself, because sometimes like can be very busy but sometimes can be very quiet, and then you just have to learn how to navigate it through just quiet days, you know.
Psychological warfare, really.
Yes.
Pretty tough.
Yeah, pretty tough, because like we all have like our things to pay, we all have our bills, and like you have to keep delivering to everyone. But like just like learning, always a learning journey, how to navigate through it, and using like tools as social media, using tools, reaching out like clients and friends, and giving a lot of like education and information then can be helpful to others.
Yeah, so, for sure.
Yeah, that's the main thing. And you have to give, and then so you can receive, you know? Yeah.
Sharing the power of social media. Hey, just building trust.
Yeah. But I think the type of social media to fitness is very different for like the type of social media you do as well. Like you have to combine like funny stuff, but at the same time you have to like give like just like how can I say, like be like very reliable in that sense, you know, like delivering a lot of like important information, because there are so many people doing the same thing. They're so very well articulated, and they sometimes like it's like you don't shine as much as others in that sense, you know? Yeah.
Have you thought about doing funny content? I'd recommend it.
Yeah, you always keep saying that. Yeah, honestly. Definitely. Yeah. So you have to stand out from somehow.
Yeah.
And find you like your right clientele, like you know who is the people that you're talking to, you know. And that's the main thing, like have like designated
to loop back audience. Just while my brain's gone there, you know, like people, for example, these people in another city that were like hating on my Instagram stuff, it's like they see this unprofessional side, but the amount of like just yesterday, that online inquiry where it said, I'm from Instagram, been following you for a while now, and I'm super scared, but I'm finally ready.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so good that this content's received how I want it to be received.
Yeah, that's why it's so important we're doing like the podcast as well, because you can show different sides of yourself, which is like the professional, the ethical, like you always have like all these attributes combined with like the fun content, you
different
know?
Sort of layers.
Yeah. I think the fun content is more like to capture the lead and like get the attention, and then you deliver the information the other way.
Yeah.
So
very planned out. It's not an accident for sure. Yeah. The orange scrubs. I don't even wear them. People come in and go, "Where are orange scrubs?" And I'm like, "Man, I don't wear them." It's clickbait. Yeah. I know you got questions there.
Okay.
Rita hasn't practiced these questions, so just give us a bit of a give us some time.
So like, how about like, what do you think then is like the most rewarding part of your job?
I would say relieving emotional baggage. That's a big one. So like, yeah, like I've said in other episodes where people won't wear certain types of clothes and they're like that self-esteem stuff. And then the other one's job careers. Like a guy just started removing his arm tattoo last week because his goal is to work for Emirates.
Yeah.
Like, and you have to, you can't. And over the years, I've lasered so many flight attendants to be that once the tattoo's gone, then they've gone and gotten the job. Yeah, because you can't do that stuff, especially with UAE companies like Emirates.
That's so good.
I would say that's the most rewarding is freeing people, or either of baggage or giving them opportunities. And I know that sounds so cliche, but it's but like it's meaningful stuff.
Yeah, I totally get it. Like my ankle, my Southern Cross then was like very strong, like before the sessions. Like I always like being a little bit embarrassed to have my ankles out. And then now it's getting lighter, and then I feel okay, like I can.
Does it bother you less now that it's lighter? I hear it all the time.
Bother me way less.
Like, remember how I was talking about his name's Harry, but the tattoo's on the back of his arm. Now he's happy to wear singlets because they're half gone. And it's so funny that it's just once the real darkness is gone, that self-conscious aspect lifts, even though it's still there. Like, people can see it, but it's just something when it's not as noticeable, people already start to get that relief. Yeah, it's cool. You experience the same thing.
I was talking with my client today, and then she got a tattoo done here. It's been like Larissa, like 4 months ago, and then it's the word perspective, and then the way then she wanted the word perspective was like upside down and back to front, but the tattoo, so like you can have different perspective.
God, what could possibly go wrong?
So like, of course, he ended up like spelling wrong, doing wrong. So she said yes.
Oh, yeah.
So she goes, have you noticed this tattoo here? And actually,
it should be hard to read.
Yeah.
like to begin with.
It's like it's quite small letters.
Yeah.
And then she goes, are you message Elliot and see like what we can do? Because like
super expensive.
I hate like showing this tattoo, and then I just want like get a little bit lighter and cover it up. And then I go, yes, it happens. The influence like that, and be able to help someone and actually feel comfortable again, because it's something that she definitely never wanted in the first place. That way.
Yeah. It happens so often. This morning I lasered a lady, and I've been sitting here trying to think of the word, and I can't remember it, but it's writing on her arm, and it's a word. Part of it is a word that's supposed to be together, but it's got a space in it. And like to read, it still reads the same, but it's not grammatically. Is that a word? It's not correct. So yeah, she hates it. Needs to go. And I actually didn't even pick up on it until she told me, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. And so things bother people a lot.
Yeah, like
let alone if it's backwards, like upside down, back to front, and spelt wrong. It happens. Yeah.
It was like not easy to get right anyways.
Yeah. It was a recipe for disaster. Is the tattoo just black?
Yes. It's a black one.
That's good. Yeah.
The black
The unfortunate thing is how new it is.
Oh, right.
She basically has a choice. She can start the removal and it might take 15 treatments, or she can wait 3 or 4 years and then start the removal and it might take 10 treatments. So because it's so new, it's really doable. It just takes more treatments. So it's
because it's better when you start like it should go through the process of fading.
You know, when tattoos start to naturally sort of blur and spread, that's a really effective time to start the removal because your body's naturally done what it can.
Away.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really doable for her, but a bit of a shitty situation.
I know. Maybe she has to wait a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. What else? Yeah. Can you dig up another question for me?
So let's see. What else we have here?
You're very hidden under that microphone. Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about like the biggest challenge that you face at work? Is there any
the drive
something?
to work. See, definitely the biggest challenge.
Is there anything then this is it will be it's the toughest part of my job?
I don't really find it a challenge, but the toughest part of my job is hurting people. And it's psychologically coming to terms with the fact I'm about to laser and I know I'm about to quite literally torture this person, but it's for the best and it's for a greater good and they want this done, but it's really hard to wire your brain to just emotionally switch off and
boom,
bang.
boom, boom.
Yeah, and just that's the hardest part. It took me a few years to be able to just flick off. I'm super polite and have a lot of empathy where I'm all right, I'm going to count you in. At any point say stop, but unless you say stop, I'm not stopping. We're getting this done. It's this real.
Do you use it to read the person behavior and see if you can keep going or if you stop or?
Yeah. But everyone deals with it differently.
Yeah.
So. But that's definitely the hardest thing.
And each person has different threshold pain, yeah?
Pain thresholds vary so much.
Yeah.
The two biggest things that affect your pain threshold is being hungover and menstrual cycles for women.
Yes. Yeah.
Last week I lasered this lady's huge rib tattoo, massive. I was really anxious that she wasn't going to be able to do this. And then afterwards I said, just always avoid being hungover, avoid that time of the month. And she looks at me and I was like, oh my God, you just did it. And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh, well, you'll be fine next time. So, So some people are really, really strong.
But there's way more sensitive when you're going through your period.
There's certain things that you can avoid to make it as easy as possible.
Did you have anyone hungover?
All the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Occasionally someone will come in and be like, I haven't slept yet. And I'm like, oh my God, why are you here? Go home.
Let's try to get this done before.
It's such a bad. How did you end up here?
Yeah.
But biggest challenge would be hurting people, and I don't know if I think that's an unforeseen challenge that tattoo removalist that this lady. I just think of it down in Victoria that's opening up. I'm like, oh shit, does she know that you're gonna literally make people cry? Some people, it's that bad, and you have to be willing to do it over and over and over.
So true.
Yeah, I think people would struggle with that. The results make it worth it, but
the process you have.
You have to learn to flick a switch off for sure.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit when I'm training my clients, you know.
Same thing.
Yeah, you know where you can push and who you can push as well.
Yeah.
And depends of the day, depends of the moment they are in. So you go, no, I have to be a little bit more gentle.
Do you pick up on a lot of cues?
Yeah, at the beginning.
How much they're shaking.
At the beginning, of the session, I always try to talk and doing the warm up and if they resist, the resistance pain is not as strong. Let's say you have to be a little bit more gentle. You have
the pain threshold
would the weights.
Flow over into the same aspect of your work.
And that's the difference, you have to adjust the weights, you have to push a little bit more. Some of them just to go through it and then you just okay, 2 more.
So you're better off faking it.
Yeah,
you're better off faking that it's real hard. It begs the question, and I have to ask: women or men, who are the strongest? Not to generalize.
So men they will complain less. Men will whinge less. And women, they more inclined, if they cannot do it, they would say, oh, this is too hard. I'm not sure if I'm going to be that. I'm not sure if I'm able to do this. Mm-hmm. And then men, okay, that's what we need to get done. Let's try. And if they can't, they will just stop, but they will push at max. So that's the main difference. Then I have girls, they push themselves a lot, but mostly, they will come up. They have less resistance than men in that aspect.
So I noticed the exact same thing with my work. So men, I don't know, I don't want to say like macho-ness, but men come in for their first treatment way more calm. Like, yeah, I got this, which is super concerning for me because I'm like, oh shit, this guy doesn't even know this is about to hurt. Like, and then they're all cool and I'll be fine. And then the laser hits them and they're swearing and sweating and struggle with it. Where women come in, like there was a lady today, borderline shitting herself, like so nervous. And then she's like, oh, is that it? And I was like, yes, because you expected the world to end. And then when it didn't, how much easier was it? Where if you don't expect pain, like the men are like, no, I'll be fine. And then it just, where I feel like women sort of, that anxiousness and nervousness actually helps them. And then they're stronger
when they
naturally.
Stop. Yeah. It's easy to.
So I don't want to say that the women complain, but they're more nervous and then do a way better job than men.
Yeah, because
women are so much stronger.
As women, we are such overthinkers as well. You know, we think too much and then we get prepared and then just, let's do it.
But that same overthinking then equips you. You know, like when you expect the world to end and it doesn't, what a relief. Where if you don't expect the world to end, but I don't know, your house blows up.
Yeah.
Like that's a shock, you know? So yeah, it's so interesting. I find the same pattern.
So funny. Yeah, I think that's
we might wrap it up.
Questions today.
Just to recap, guys, if we brought you a bit of value, please share the show. Leave a Google review in the link below.
We really appreciate that.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you.